I don't think it'd get any pepper.
Yeah, yours is a little lighter, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd definitely
You
get
should have some sweeter flavors.
Yeah, so like sweeter, more florally.
That's a word.
Flowery. Smells like flowers.
Yeah.
But if they're on flowers. It smells like burning leaves. I don't know why. Weird.
This video is kind of talking about Dirt Road Men and like who we are and what it's about.
This is way marginally better than any vodka.
This is my favorite brand of cigar, the Monte Cristo Classic.
The Constitution shall never be construed to prevent the people of the United States, who are peaceable citizens, from keeping their own art. Trash all over the place.
You good now?
I think so.
You got your shit together?
Trying.
Oh. Alright, I know how to edit now. Cut this shit out. Are you good? Are you okay?
I want to be up on the desk, but yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jake.
We are the Dirt Road Men. Here for another cigar review with our pink lighter.
Steve still makes fun of it.
Yeah, he might, take those 1911s, blow your noggin off. Which, some people have given us flack for having guns out on the desk before. First off, they're not loaded when they're on the desk, and I don't deal with them. Second off, these are airsoft guns, so it'll be okay.
Shoot myself with those for fun.
Yeah, they won't hurt. They're for an airsoft dart game that we have. But anyway, I have noticed that we've been speaking too quietly in a couple of our videos.
Oh,
So-
apologize.
Yeah, I mean, it's me too, but
Last week you had an excuse.
yeah, the last week we were filming, I was sick as hell, and after the videos I couldn't talk for like 3 days, at least. But anyway, we're reviewing the brand Oliva Cigars. Not Olivia, like I've been calling them all day. Even though these guys are like really popular, they had the #1 cigar of 2014 with a different one than this one. They had the #3 cigar of 2017, which is what I'm smoking today. And Jake is having their, I think they're just flagship Connecticut. Is I believe a natural. I honestly didn't look up specifically this one. I just kind of looked up the brand. But I bet that's a natural.
It's special.
Yeah.
Handmade.
Yeah.
How else would you make these?
Machines. Yeah, you could have machines roll. So, first I want to talk about the history of Oliva Cigars for a minute. So, this is actually like a Cuban family. And they have probably the longest history of anybody that we've reviewed up to this point. Sort of. So they can trace their roots back to Melanio Oliva, who actually started growing tobacco in Cuba in 1886.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was in the tobacco business until 1964, really like 1959, because of the Cuban Revolution. Go figure, communism sucks. But for whatever reason, they felt the need to run away from the utopia that is communism and immigrate to Spain. In '64, the whole family. And they never went back to Cuba, really. A wonderful utopia that it is. But they they stayed out of the tobacco business for like 30 years and moved to Nicaragua in '95 and kicked up business again during like the big cigar boom that happened in the '90s that we were completely unaware of because we were like little kids.
Yeah.
But they survived when most others in the '90s went under. And now they're like one of the biggest cigar companies. To give you an idea, they reopened in '95, right? And they struggled for the first like 4 or 5 years. By 2005, they were making 6 million cigars a year. By 2009, 13 million cigars a year.
Holy cow.
Yeah. In 2016, they were bought out by, I think it was J. Cortez Cigars. But the 4 siblings remain like heavily involved in their development, I guess. And they're still active, but they were just bought out by a larger cigar company. I don't know who the heck can buy out a cigar company turning 13 million cigars a year, because I don't know how much you've studied the market. I know that side of our business is more my area. The tobacco market is not very big. We're talking like the whole market is lower than the value of some companies. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but it's like under 2 billion, I believe, for the entire everything to do with cigars. That's humidors, that's cigars themselves, cigar shops, everything.
No, that's just the cigar
industry
and
everything to do with them.
Okay.
So cigar accessories, stuff like that, which we do have some in mind for the future. We're trying to line some of that out here shortly. Oh yeah, we do have in studio Def Seth and Momo, who's probably just gonna say hi and not get up because he's lazy.
Heck yeah.
Are you gonna say hello? He's
Hello.
deaf, so he's gotta, actually pop on camera.
I won.
But one thing I can say, some news I can say, is that if I haven't launched it by today, our website is going live.
Nice.
So yeah, we will have products on there later, but you can find all our videos. We're going to be adding in some articles and blog posts on our website. It's kind of basic right now, but once we get some more photos taken and some other stuff done to it, it'll look a little more polished up. We're going to stop posting our videos on Facebook, which is going to cost us some views, and we're going to post links to our website to watch our videos. Or you can stay up on our YouTube page. We'll continue uploading them there. But it's a pain to load them into Facebook, and frankly, in the past with other businesses I've run, I've had just as much success running people to a website as to watching our videos, and it's much more difficult to get our uploads to Facebook to work for some reason than it is to YouTube. Despite the fact that our videos are more successful on Facebook. We get like 10 times the views on Facebook that we get on YouTube easily. More in the last few weeks, since our page has now passed 1,500 likes, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. For the second time today I was recognized in public, but I guess it was by somebody that knows your wife. Still cool though.
Yeah.
Because she'd never met me before and she still recognized me from the video.
Well, she'd never met me before. She recognized me, and it freaked me out because she was asking me questions about my wife, and I was like, "Who are you?"
See, that's weird. She just asked me questions about our video. She was like, "I really love Whiskey Thanksgiving," and I'm like, "That's awesome." It was also our first video. I hope you've watched more than that. We've gotten better. Maybe not as funny, but that's because we were winging it, and when you get enough whiskey in you, it's hard not to be a little funny.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, 98% of this company's market is actually the U.S. So 98% of the 13 million cigars they sold in 2009 went to the U.S.
We've got 2 of them.
Yep. What do you think of yours, by the way?
I really like it.
Nice.
I smelled it after I lit it, and that was pleasant also. Probably should have before I lit it, but yeah.
There we go, I got it. I learned to retrohale, but I'm not perfect at it yet. I do get some earthy tones. There's a, I want to say kind of a coffee flavor in mine, along with the earthy tones. Some like floral notes that I remember from Monkey Shoulder. I think this might pair fairly well with it. as well as there's a very, very light pepper note I'm getting from mine as well.
I don't think I'm getting pepper.
Yeah, yours is a little lighter, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
I definitely
You should
get
have some sweeter flavors.
yeah, so like sweeter, more florally. Floral.
That's a word.
Flowery. It smells like flowers.
Yeah.
But if they're on
Funny,
fire,
'cause, leaves. Go figure.
it smells like burning leaves.
I don't know why.
Weird,
Yeah.
but it is pleasant. I like it.
Mine, I don't think I've had a Connecticut like you've got there, and that's actually the only Oliva cigar I've had before. I haven't really stuck with this brand because they're a little pricier, and I don't know. They never jumped out at me, so I never got them. But I have had those, and those ones aren't too bad. I think I had one with Momo one day when we had a real nice set of conversations, and we were practicing poker with coasters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I had one that day. This one, I don't feel like is good enough to me to be a number 3 or top 10 cigar of any year. I don't think it's bad, but I would give this cigar like a 7 out of 10, which might be the lowest rating I've given on camera up to this point. It's not the lowest rating for me for cigars. Again, my average rating, like my base cigar rating, is a 5. You guys have seen me have at least 1 to 2 cigars on camera that I would give below a 5, and that would be the Grenadiers that my granddad smoked, and these new factory seconds I got that aren't sweet, that aren't flavored, and it turns out they need to be flavored because the flavored gets you past the crap. So,
Maybe there's a reason they're factory throwouts.
yeah, no, there is. But the sweet ones you don't notice as much of a flavor discrepancy. They're at least 5, but the Grenadiers are like a 3, and these new ones are like a 2. But this I would give a solid 7. I don't know about you and yours. You seem to like yours a little more than I like mine.
I don't know. I'll let you know in a little bit.
Well, we kind of need to round out the video, so. Unless you got some other weird story you want to work in. I mean, we're kind of, you could call it a fireside chat with them, and we do have to sit here until we smoke these whole things, so. But we tend to lose people after about like 15 minutes.
So right now, about half inch in, I'd give it an 8.
Yeah, I think that is one thing that maybe we'll work on, is maybe clicking the camera back on a little later and seeing what we think about it. We've been talking about that because with cigars, your experience may change partway through.
Yeah.
You know, midway through, you may start noticing new flavors, and then you make it a cigar that for whatever reason is just like poorly done, and it goes bad on you earlier than most cigars. And that blows, and that'll definitely affect your rating for a cigar.
I
So,
have noticed with like the Grenadiers or like a Swisher Sweet, they just have like a little pinhole, and if you just smoke out of that pinhole, you got all of that and all this stuff, all those flavors, going through that whole thing and just coming out a tiny little hole. I think a lot of that is going to get built up, and like with a regular, when you cut it, sometimes they'll kind of bad tasting down around the label. I think that those that happens a lot sooner. And I think it's because you're getting all those flavors that are concentrating and just building up and stacking as it's changing, and then you're just drawing through that same tiny little gunked up.
yeah, I mean, that's not a bad theory. I don't know for sure, so it's worth some research.
I don't know if you've ever actually nipped the end of one of the Grenadiers, or if you just smoke it.
I have.
You
I have once before. I don't know if it really improved my experience.
I had
I was
a
drinking that day. So.
I had a Swisher. Just something.
I don't know if you should admit on camera that you had a Swisher. We don't do snobbery here. I'm just giving you flack.
Yeah,
I don't care what you smoke.
I mean,
Try
they're
it. As long as it's, whatever.
they're cheap, and sometimes I like to have one.
And sometimes you want a cigar, but you don't want to go drop like $10 on one.
Yeah, I can get 5 for like $5.
Yeah, dollar cigars. So.
They're better than It's a Boy.
Yeah, that ain't saying much. They're better than those Cuban rounds.
Yeah.
Remember those nasty gas station Cuban rounds we
Oh
had?
man, yeah.
Those were rough.
But I was getting at like the first one. I didn't cut the end, and they just had like that little nail hole.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 minutes in, it was already tasting like crap. So I just threw it in the ashtray.
Yeah, and we're at least like 10 to 15 minutes in these things.
But the next one, I nipped the end of it, and it was fine until there was really nothing left.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense. Alright, I think that's it for me today, unless you have something else. I thought the story of this company was cool. I think the number 3 cigar of 2017 might be a little overreached for this particular one. I like that Connecticut better, and I actually like the last one I had by these guys better than this one as well. But it's not a bad cigar, and I have a lot of respect for Oliva as a company. So, but anyway, I think that's it for us today, John.
Cameraman.
So, till we see you again.